Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are checking out Before Sunset, the sequel to Before Sunrise, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to watch this movie. Before Sunset has become this movie that I have not stopped thinking about. It's been a week since I watched Before Sunset and it's been in my mind ever since I watched it. All the sequences, Ethan Hawke's performance, Julie Delpy's performance, and this video again is coming out before my Before Sunset video, so of course I don't know how to say her name, but I'm assuming it's Julie Delpy, but it could be Delpy as well. I'm still uncertain about that one. But just the performances, the magic of that movie, just you could feel the romantic tension between those two characters in the movie, and just everything about it really resonated with me, and so I'm really hoping that Before Sunset can bring all of that magic back. Also, this movie, same cast, same director, and it came out 9 years after the first one, and so I'm very curious if this movie Before Sunset is going to be 9 years after the first one in the movie world as well. They said they were going to be meeting each other after 6 months. They were going to come back in the winter. It would be cold there in Vienna, and so they would go somewhere else. I wonder if that happened. I wonder if that didn't happen. I'm really curious to find out, and I'm just really excited and really happy to be able to see these wonderful characters again. And before we get into this reaction, let me do the lighting. So let me turn on the light and we can decide what color it should be. Boop! Nice. Okay, so the colors today, it is sunset colors, so I'm gonna be going like a nice orange, because I feel like orange is a very universally accepted sunset color. If you have your opinions on sunset colors, please let me know in the comments. But for me, I feel like orange is a good color for this movie. A mix between like yellow, which is kind of more sunrisey, and a mix between red as well, because red is kind of the color of love, if you will. And this movie, again, is probably a romantic film, and I am just so excited to watch this. And if you like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon, where I have uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions to my movies that come out 1 week early. There are also 2 exclusive Patreon movies a month that you guys on Patreon get to choose, so thank you so much if you check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, let's just dive into this movie Before Sunset. And I'm actually against the clock here too. I need to finish this movie Before Sunset in my real life, because I have someone coming over for dinner later, so, and that's around sunset time, so whoa, me and this movie are basically already connected. Anyways, let's just dive into this thing. I hope you enjoy my reaction to Before Sunset. I already love this movie, guys. I already love this movie. Okay, so we're in France. I wonder if we're gonna see Celine.
Do you consider the book to be
Jesse?
You know, I have to admit, right, that I've never been around a bunch of guns or violence. You know, not really. No.
He's had a good life.
So I thought if I could write a book that could capture what it's like to really meet somebody. You know, I mean, the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me, right?
To meet the best person in the world.
You know, to capture that would be the attempt, or
this movie don't gotta do this to be
important, you know?
So that's a yes.
All right,
of course
since
it's
I'm in
a
France
yes.
and this is the last stop of my book tour, yes.
Are you gonna see her? You're in France right now, you dingus.
Do you think they get back together in 6 months?
Ah, did they?
They promise
I wanna know.
each other.
They definitely didn't, though.
Right, but you know, everything that he needs, but that doesn't matter, because what he wants is to fight for meaning.
This movie's starting off the exact same way as the first one started off, with him telling a story about one of his imaginative stories.
He's there in both moments simultaneously, and just like for an instant, all his life is just folding in on itself, and it's odd.
That looked like her. Now. Wait, that's her. It is her now.
Well, our author has to be going to the airport soon, so thank you all very much for coming over this afternoon. And a special...
He has a stupid flight tonight, doesn't he? That's why it's Before Sunset.
How are you?
good, and you?
I'm good, yeah, I'm great.
How long has it been, guys?
Going to the airport.
All right, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle.
C'est moi.
Which one's Philippe?
Philippe, passe-lui ta carte pour qu'il ait son numéro de portable.
Oh, everything feels exactly the same as it did in the first movie. The long camera takes, the crazy detailed dialogue, the very human dialogue. It's all back.
Okay, this one a little further.
Okay.
That I like?
I thought I was gonna totally lose it in there when I first saw you.
I lost it.
Did you show up in Vienna that December?
Did you?
No, I couldn't, but did you? I need to know, it's important to me.
Me too.
Why, if you did.
Oh, he definitely did. Oh, he definitely did, didn't he?
You better have a good reason. What? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no, you were there, weren't you? Oh no, oh, that's terrible.
I love how she figured this out. I love how he didn't say anything.
No, you can't
I'm
say
kidding,
that.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I can't believe it. You must have been so angry with me. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to be there
I
more
can't
than
imagine
anything in
him
the world.
waiting alone at the train station. I would be so sad.
Mostly I was just mad we hadn't exchanged any phone numbers or any
I know,
information.
that was so stupid. No way to get in touch.
Are you gonna do that right now? Just do it right now.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a slow fade.
No, it sure wasn't.
I know, we wanted to pick it up where we left
Which
off.
would have been fun
Yes,
if it had
a
worked.
good idea. Yeah.
Oh well.
You can pick it up now. You guys seem so good together still.
Oh, in case you've been delayed, I was a total dork.
Let's go this way. Did you get any calls?
Just a couple hookers looking for a gig. Eventually, I flew home. I owed my dad $2,000, who
Oof.
had warned me about.
That's quite a bit.
You did?
Yeah, no, I mean,
No.
I made it more hopeful. I mean, I wrote this whole fictional version where you actually do show up.
Oh, what happened?
Aw, that's so nice. What he wanted to do.
I know, I thought, there were times where you made me well,
What?
I mean, her, right? No, me. Okay.
It's you. It's you, Celine.
Flattering and disturbing at the same time.
Yeah, how's it disturbing?
I don't know. Just being part of someone else's memory, seeing myself through your eyes.
I can see it as disturbing. You kind of get a full picture of what he basically felt during that night.
I always assumed you had forgotten me.
No, I had a pretty clear.
You think he'd forget you, Celine?
The world's resources,
Yep.
SUVs suck, global warming is real.
I'm really relieved to hear you're not one of those freedom fries kind of Americans.
Hey,
Freedom fries.
yeah, I always thought you'd be doing something cool like that. I did.
Thanks.
Just,
I just feel
They're
really,
so supportive of each
really
other.
lucky
It's
to
so
be doing a
nice.
job I like.
yeah.
Look how close together they're walking. They really missed each other.
I realize that there are a lot of serious problems in the world.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? I mean, I don't even.
She's so passionate about it.
Human rights is the...
Particular imperialist country you have in mind there, Frenchie?
No, not really.
No?
So you want to sit over there?
Yeah, this is perfect.
This is such a nice cafe. I would go here.
Right now, I don't have any. I don't. You know, I'm just damn happy to be here.
Me too.
Oh, guys.
Et un citron pressé, s'il vous plaît.
God, I love this cafe. I wish they had places like this in the U.S.
Yeah, I wish they had cafes like this in Canada as well. Not just Starbucks everywhere.
But there was...
You were living in the U.S.?
Yes, from 96 to 99. I was studying at NYU.
And you didn't come and visit him? How dare you?
Paranoid. All the violence in the media, gang violence, murders,
Yeah, right.
especially serial killers. And he told me, well, you better think about getting one. This is America, not France.
What the heck is this cop doing?
Although. And then they left. And the next morning I called for an application to get a gun. The way that cop had pulled his gun out and everything,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So,
That is very wrong. What the heck? It's so inappropriate.
but still, I really enjoyed being there. There's a lot of things I miss about the U.S.
You like what?
The pizza.
Well,
Now listen to me on this one, all right? You know, in that regard, I am proud to be an American.
and you should be, in that regard only.
In that regard only, they're not as horny. What a thing. What a thing to say.
After a while, my brain seemed clearer. I was writing a lot more in my journal, ideas I'd never thought of before.
Communist ideas?
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. I'll send you to a gulag. later.
I'll send you to a gulag. Ah, Celine still got it.
Being very, very soulful. It was interesting,
Can you believe it was 9 years ago that we were walking around Vienna?
I cannot believe that it was 9 years for you guys.
I do.
I'd have to see you naked.
What?
Wow, Jesse.
Hey, come on, tell me.
Skinnier, I think. A little thinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. She definitely looks a little skinnier.
No, you thought I was a fatty. Yeah, you wrote a book about a fat French girl.
No, listen.
Oh my god, Celine, that's not what he was saying.
And then I woke up and I was 23, so relieved.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up for real and I was 32.
No, that's not good.
I like getting older. You know, I don't know, it feels more immediate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can appreciate it.
Time does go fast, or feels like it goes faster when you're older, though. I think that is a scientific fact.
How to get the pencils sent to the kid in those little country schools. It was not about big revolutionary ideas, it was about pencils. I see.
Pencils are important.
Not wanting anything, isn't that a symptom of depression? Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
It's healthy to desire, right?
happiness equals desire. Like, you can desire things and be happy.
All right, is there anywhere to go around here?
It's sales day today.
What's that?
It's when everything is on sale in Paris. It's twice.
There's a day like that in Paris? That's actually amazing.
You know, sometimes I don't even need to buy anything. I just get high on trying on and looking at things.
Yeah, well,
I know people like that. I know people like that.
of course we did.
No, we didn't. You didn't have a condom and I never have sex with that one, especially on a one-night thing. I'm extremely paranoid about my health. There's no way I would have...
Whoa, I'm finding this very...
Wait, I thought they did.
Okay, you know what? When I get home, I'll check my journal from 94, but I know I'm right.
Dang it, now I want to know if they did or not.
What?
Was it in the cemetery?
No, it was not in the cemetery. That's gross.
Sometimes I put things in drawers inside my head and forget about it. I guess it's less painful to put certain things away than to live with it. I'm sorry.
What's that night was like a sad memory for you?
No, I didn't mean that night in particular.
No, guys, don't argue, please.
Well, I thought I did.
Everyone's remembering it in their own way, you know?
Nothing in that coffin resembled what I remembered of her. All the warmth was gone. And then I was crying.
Oh, what a lie, dude.
I have to deal with the past. Can I put that on a bumper sticker? No, you know what? If you wrote a book about our night, that'd be a good title.
Yeah, and it would be a total different book.
Yeah,
Right?
there'd be, sex.
It would be a really different book. Actually, I would be interested to see what the difference in memories are.
I have this memory from my childhood that I realized recently never happened.
What?
Well, when I was 8,
We do that a lot with our memories.
when I'm having sex, I see myself walking down that street. I swear.
Oh
It's
my
so weird,
God.
right?
Well, is that
That's a
street
little
nearby?
strange.
Could you? No.
Can we go meet this old man? Let's get some candy.
They're now an optimistic, jovial person in a wheelchair. If they're a petty, miserable asshole, okay, they're a petty, miserable asshole with a new Cadillac, a house, and a boat.
So you now be forever depressed.
I can see that being true, actually. I can see that being true. People having this kind of set personality and things with that can change and alter a little bit, but a lot of it kind of stays the same.
But at the same time, I don't want to be one of those people that don't believe in any kind of magic, you know.
So then astrology.
Yes, of course.
There we
I mean,
go.
that
Right.
makes
I
sense,
mean,
right? You were
obviously.
Yeah, astrology, the most scientific of sciences.
said if you don't believe in any kind of magic or mystery, you're basically as good as dead.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that.
that's a nice quote, actually. Good job, Einstein.
This is it. This is actually happening. What do you think is interesting? What do you think is funny? What do you think is important? You know, every day is our last. What about us?
No, what I mean is if we were both going to die tonight.
What, like if the apocalypse was coming? or-
No,
Where did that
that's too
man go?
dramatic, but what
That man who got off the bench. Oh, there he is. What the heck? He walked very slowly.
From
what?
a hotel room, you know, in between sessions of us wildly fucking until we die.
Oh my god, Mr. Horny Man over here.
We're not gonna die tonight.
All
Okay.
right, too bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was an extreme example.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Made things a little awkward there, Jesse.
It's so long, you know, like after
Well,
a
yeah,
year.
but men
you know?
are so easily offended.
Oh, what, more than women, you think?
Oh, definitely on that
You think
subject.
Yeah, I think when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
challenge a man's
Well,
like
maybe it's because, you know,
I don't know, manhood, I guess, they get very defensive.
on that. Like, for example, if the
Like what?
question is, are you into S&M? The answer could be no, but a good spanking once in a while doesn't hurt. Dirty talk, just like, what specific word would you like to hear, you know? Like,
What, me?
well, yeah, like, for example, like, what specific word would you like to hear? What do you feel about the word pussy?
Oh my goodness.
Perverts we've become in the past 9 years.
I know. Well, at least now we don't have to pretend that each new sexual experience.
Look, they've slowly gotten closer. Well, he's slowly inched closer in this conversation.
Relationships, what's about my cat?
Sing one. Just...
No, I can't. I don't have a guitar.
Oh, I mean, come on.
No, 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 no,
acapella.
no. I'm not singing a song.
Yeah,
about
acapella.
guitar.
I'll be the guitar. That's what a guitar sounds like.
Man, well, you want to meet here in 6 months with a guitar? You know, I'll fly all the way over here. You may or may not make the metro.
Okay.
Oh, he brought it back. Oh.
So I read in that article that you're married with a kid. That's great.
Yeah, he's 4.
Oh, he's got a kid. Is he married still? I don't think he's married still.
Yes, too. Oh, shit!
What?
I left them in the car with the windows up. It was 6 months ago. You think they're okay? No.
It was 6 months ago.
I'm in a good relationship, though.
Oh, yeah? That's
Yeah.
good. What's he do?
He's a photojournalist. He does war coverage.
It's weird that they're in relationships now. I didn't want them to be in relationships so they could just, you know, have a nice night, if you know what I mean.
Well, once we were in New Delhi, and we passed a bum that was lying down on the
bum?
sidewalk. A bum.
A bum.
A homeless.
A bomb. Oh my god, dude.
Fixing his collar to make it look better. He was like totally detached from the person.
Yeah, but don't you kind of have to?
Hey,
be
I've
like
walked
that
there
to be good at
before,
that job?
actually. I've walked here before. That's cool.
So you're in love with that guy?
What guy?
The war photographer. Messi.
Yes, of course.
And
Merci.
Are you in love with your wife, Jesse?
To pick you up at Quai Henri IV.
oh shit. K.
Henri IV. Quai Henri IV. Henri IV.
Oh, I can't make that noise either. Look at this shot. Look at this shot. Wow. It's so beautiful.
To below, you know, but they had to leave one guy in charge of hitting the switch, and the guy, the soldier, he couldn't do it. You know, he just sat there.
You can't do it either. Yeah, it's why no, it's beautiful. Too beautiful.
Yeah, this is great. I've never done this.
Yeah.
I forget about how beautiful Paris is.
That's not so bad.
It is a very beautiful city.
People just have an affair or even entire relationships. They break up and they forget. They move on like they would have changed brand of cereals.
That's so true. That's such a good comparison.
Specific qualities. You can never replace anyone. What is lost is lost.
That's so good. That's so good. Oh my god.
One day she followed me to see why. I was looking at chestnuts falling from the trees, rolling on the sidewalk, or
Rolling on the sidewalk. So good.
we'll always miss. You can never replace anyone because everyone is made of such beautiful, specific details.
I love her worldview when it comes to relationships and love. Oh, it's so sweet and poetic.
I remembered that and I missed it. Really crazy, right? So, you think I'd be here today?
I'm serious. I think I wrote it in a way to try to find you.
Okay,
That's so
yeah,
adorable.
that's not true, but that's sweet of you to say.
No, it's probably true. You guys are soulmates. You have been trying to find each other since the day you met.
I told you why.
Well, I know why. I wish you would have been. Our lives might have been so much different.
Yeah, you guys would have been together, maybe.
Maybe we're only good at briefing counters, walking around in European cities in warm climate.
I don't believe that for a second. In one climate, I like that addition.
In the months leading up to my wedding, okay, I was thinking about you all the time. I mean, even on my
That's
way
not
there,
good.
I'm in the car, and a buddy of mine is...
That's not good at all, Jesse.
So, what is it like to be married? You haven't talked much about that.
I haven't? How weird. I don't know.
Is he not enjoying it that much?
It's more like I had this idea of my best self, you know, and I wanted to pursue that, even if it might have been overriding my honest self. I mean, what is love, right? If it's not respect, trust, admiration, and I felt all those things. So cut to...
That's not just love, though. Love is more than that.
What? You laughing at me?
No.
It sounds pathetic?
What monastery do the monk have sex?
Okay, all right, you're right. I'm doing better than most monks.
Yeah, you're doing 10 times better than most monks.
Gotta go. Come on.
Wait, no, I don't want it to be over yet. This There's no way the movie's gonna be over soon. Come on. I just got introduced to these guys again.
We would end up doing nothing at all with our lives. Do you think you would have finished your book if you were fucking someone every 5 minutes?
I might have welcomed the challenge.
No. But you know, it's natural.
He would have finished the book in between breaks. Oh.
Like, I don't need a man to feed me, but I still need a man to love me and that I could love, you know? So, drive us here.
No, driver, go drive off for a bit.
You better give me your...
No, why don't we just give you a ride home, wherever you're going, huh?
Yes, good idea.
Au métro Château d'Eau, ça ira très bien.
Entendu.
Merci.
So you told them where you are and all that?
They're in like their last... No, they're gonna be leaving each other again soon then.
Sur la rue de Strasbourg.
Driver, drive slow, please. Go under the speed limit at least. Big water bottle.
My own. Even being alone, it's better than sitting next to a lover and feeling lonely. It's not so easy for me to be...
Sitting next to a lover and feeling lonely. Oh man.
Even that, I was fine until I read your fucking book. It stirred shit up, you know? It reminded me how genuinely romantic I was, how I had so much hope in things. And somehow this night took things away from me and I expressed them to you and you took them with you. It made me feel cold, like if love wasn't for me.
I don't believe that.
Oh my goodness. I love how the car stopped when she took her breath and then went into that little spiel.
You know, I want to kill them. Why didn't they ask me to marry them? I would have said no, but at least they could have asked. But it's my fault. I know it's my fault because...
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Arrêtez-vous. Non, non, c'est bon, au feu, là.
No,
Juste
don't,
au feu, au coin. Non, il y a un
keep
métro
going.
même. Je veux prendre le métro.
Hey, no, listen, I'm just so happy. Thank you. Just keep going. All right. Yeah.
I don't want these guys to argue, please.
You come here to Paris, all romantic and married, okay? Screw you.
Oh.
Is a married man. There's been so much water under the bridge. It's not even about you anymore.
I do see where she's coming from, though. I can see her anger and frustration.
Say that I remember the wine in the park and us looking up at the stars fading away as the sun came up.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, and I feel the same. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
It's okay, it's okay.
Don't worry about it.
You have to do that sometimes, you know?
Never thought I would have to do. I've lit candles, bought self-help books, lingerie.
Did the candles help?
Hell no. All right, I don't love her the way.
But candles are so good. Get some nice smelling ones.
All right, but we're just living in the pretense of a marriage, responsibility, you know, all these just ideas of how people are supposed to live. You go by, and you go by, and you go by, you go by, and I wake up with the fucking sweats, you know, and then I have this other dream, and my wife is sitting there looking at me, and I feel like I'm a million miles from her, and I know that there's something wrong, you know, that I on the whole idea of romantic love, that I might have put it to bed that day when you weren't there. You know, I think I might have done that.
They both affected each other in very similar ways.
I know this.
I'm sorry.
You still love each other. You guys are soulmates.
Your personal life is more of a mess than mine. I'm sorry.
No. This can't be it. This can't be it. That conversation also really got me. Especially the parent stuff. Because I can understand that situation. Oh my god. My nose. Sorry about that, guys. Should have got a tissue.
A few antidepressants, you know, you'll do great.
Oh, no. Okay, say stop.
Oh, stop.
Ah.
You ready? Okay.
No. I'm not ready. It cannot be the end of the movie already. Come on, guys. It's been like 2 minutes.
I want to see if you stay together or if you dissolve into molecules.
Aww.
How am I doing?
He's dissolving inside.
Is this your apartment?
Oh, no, I live down there.
Down
Yeah.
there?
Walk.
Monsieur. This is incredible. This is where you live?
Yeah.
Wait, what the heck? This is beautiful.
Get in your pants. I use that all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it work?
You know.
It's
sometimes.
50-50.
Here's my kitty.
You have a kitty. Kitty.
No, che in Argentina means hey.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, baby. Oh, yes.
That cat is really loved, and it is loving her as well. Look at that barbecue. It's like a neighborhood barbecue.
Pourquoi il mange pas avec nous?
Il aime pas ton short.
Qu'est-ce qu'il a, mon short?
This is such a nice little neighborhood. She has such a good life.
Would you play me one of your songs?
You're gonna miss your flight.
Yes, I want to listen to one of the songs. Oh, this sequence reminds me of the record shop sequence where they're just silence in each other's company, happy to be next to each other, giving each other little glances here and there. I'm in love with these movies. How are they so good? It's a nice place. It's a nice place. I'd rate it about an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you've really mastered the language of...
All right.
You jokester, Celine.
Huh?
No,
hope-
I can't. It's too embarrassing.
No, I hope she wrote one about him and plays that one.
It's just a little waltz.
A waltz? Yeah. Play the waltz.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be about him.
Let me sing you a waltz about this one night stand.
It's about him, baby!
But you were much more to me, just so you know. I've met before, one single night with you, little Jessie.
Ah, name drop!
1,000 with anybody.
He's like, oh, wow.
About this lovely one night stand.
This is such a sweet song. And it's kind of a good song too. Like, Celine, you should be proud of yourself. Man, I got goosebumps. This movie is so good.
All right, let me ask you one question. Do you just plug that name in for every guy that comes up here?
Obviously.
It's funny.
Is that your grandmother?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they look super close. And she looks like a cool grandma. What if they dance? What if they dance right now?
I know, it's so sad.
Thanks.
That handle is useless.
She started talking to someone in the other. I love you too. And then she,
It's a good impersonation.
oh, you over there. Can you move that fan? Uh-huh. Oh, you're cute. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like she has a lot of pizzazz.
Baby, you are gonna miss that plane.
He's like, I don't care. Dance with her. Come on, dance with her. Light that candle over there by the laptop and dance with her. No, don't fade to black, please. Don't. Oh, man. What? What? Hey, both of the actors wrote the screenplay. I actually really appreciate that, but what? That's the end of the movie? It's a good ending. I just doesn't expect it. And that was my reaction to Before Sunset, the 2004 romance drama starring Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke. Also, I can see here that there was a man. The man at the grill was Albert Delpy, and I'm wondering if that was Julie Delpy's father. That would be really cool if it was. A little cameo there from her father. But man, I enjoyed that movie just as much as the first one, and I think that this one really did a good job in putting the audience back on track to where these characters were in life, and then really expanding on the characters, how they've grown, how they've changed, how they've stayed the same. And they felt like the characters from the first ones, but they did feel like the characters from the first ones with a little bit more baggage, a little bit more things that happened in their lives, which is obvious because it's been 9 years. And I thought that the script for this movie was absolutely phenomenal. Just like the last one, the script, the quietness, the human nature aspect of this film, just like the last one, outstanded me. And I think it is unbelievable that a sequel to a movie that blew me away blows me away just as much as the first one. This was incredible. Now, did they end up together? What was that? I was not expecting the final moments of the film to be that. When he said, I know, like, she's like, you're gonna miss your flight, and then he's like, I know, and then she's dancing and it fades to black. I didn't think that was the end of the movie. I don't know why. I thought they were gonna cut to something else, but no, end of the movie. I was in shock. What happened? In my opinion, I think he did take the flight home. I think he did fly home, because as much as he doesn't like his wife, he still has his wife, and he has a son as well. And so he said in the movie that his son is someone he will basically fight for until the end of his life. You know, he loves his son so much, and so he would not stay in Paris and leave his son alone. And that kind of is a sad ending, in my opinion, because as much as I would like him to stay in that apartment, to stay with her, she breaks up with her boyfriend, he breaks up with his wife, or he divorces his wife, and then they get together. As much as I want that to happen, and that was my immediate thought when the ending happened, because it felt like such an uplifting ending, like he's sitting there going, I know I'm going to miss my flight, I'm actually just going to stay here now. I don't think that's going to happen, and upon like reflecting on it and stuff, I think he did take the flight home. And there is another movie that comes next 9 years later it was filmed, so it's kind of fun that these movies are 9 years apart from each other and the actors are the same actors 9 years older. I don't know, that's just a really cool thing that these movies do, and so I'm excited to see what's gonna have happened in their lives, and I'm really hoping that they stayed in touch. But honestly, I don't know, and that kind of makes me a little bit upset. But yeah, getting into the reviews of this movie, 8.1 on IMDb and 94% Rotten Tomatoes, so just as good of scores for this one as Before Sunrise. Like, this movie is just as good. It's shorter by about 20 minutes, and it doesn't need to be longer. This movie is perfect the amount of time it is. And again, if you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. If you don't like long shots of people just walking and talking in a very human mannerism, there's no action, it's just really introspective talk that is very relatable. Like, a lot of it is relatable. Even if you've never experienced it before, the characters are relaying it in such a relatable manner that you can really understand where they're going with it. But if you don't like that, you're not going to like this movie. Like, you're just not going to like this movie. But I adore good dialogue. I adore great camera moments. I adore the tiny human nature things that are in films. And Before Sunset, just like Before Sunrise, that is what these movies are about. These movies are about human nature. These movies are about two people who are kind of soulmates. These movies are about two people's struggle in life, quarrels with life, like hopes with life, dreams with life. It's just such good entertainment. But yeah, I was really, really impressed by the dialogue in this movie, and the thing that got to me the most, the thing that really resonated with me, was when Ethan Hawke's Jesse was telling Celine about his situation with his wife, how he was saying there's no laughter in the household, how he doesn't want his kid to be brought up in a household where there is no laughter, where they divorce at 52 and then they make a huge thing where they never even loved each other. And that is something that I can really relate to with my parents, and my parents are kind of like Jesse and his wife at the moment, and so it is like I've grown up in a household kind of like that, and so it really, really affected me, and it really kind of hit home. I don't think I talked through most of what he was saying there, most of Jesse's monologue about that, because it felt very real. And that was kind of the first time in these movies where I've really felt one of the topics. And not to say that everything else kind of fell short for me. Everything hit home for me, but this one was the first one that like really hit home, really something that I could relate about. Obviously, there are other things as well that I can definitely feel like sitting in a room with someone and still feeling alone and stuff like that. Like, I can relate to that. That has happened to me in my life before, but the thing that he was talking about from his point of view, talking about the kids, is something that I was thinking about my parents, maybe talking to other people about, and then it's just something like I was picturing myself as the kid, as Ethan Hawke's kid in this situation. And so, I don't know, it was just something that it really touched me that the other things never really did. Not to say, again, that the other things were bad. The other things are super good, and I'm sure like each conversation has touched different people. Like I'm sure not everyone has related to this parent conversation, but maybe more people have related to, I don't know, the belief conversation they had earlier where she's like, I don't want to be this person who doesn't believe in anything, you know? So maybe people that really touched home base in a lot of people on that conversation. And that's what I think is really interesting about these movies, is that they really dive into human nature, and they really dive into these topics that people are sometimes afraid to talk about, and the characters are almost letting the audience go through this kind of free therapy session in a way. Like obviously they're talking to each other, you're in love with these characters and you want them to succeed and stuff, and you're interested in what they're talking about, but everything that they're talking about is so relatable to someone. Even if one thing they're talking about isn't relatable, there's bound to be one of their conversations in there that is relatable to you. And I think that that is what makes these movies so poignant. That's a word, right? Poignant? I'd probably pronounce that so wrong, but just the ability to resonate with every single audience member in a different way. And this movie was definitely more about relationships. That's what I kind of got. This movie was really about relationships. You know, they're 32 years old. Like the first movie was definitely more about living life, maybe living life in the moment for Celine, and then for Ethan Hawke, I forget, but there was definitely something there. And then in this movie, they've grown 9 years. They've been in and out of relationships. Ethan Hawke's been in a relationship, Jesse's been in a relationship, married and stuff. And this movie was really about relationships, the happiness, the sadness, the loneliness, how hard it can be and stuff like that, and what is love. There was a lot of talk about sex and love in this movie. And so, like, obviously, if you've been in a relationship, you're going to find some solace within the words of the characters. You're going to find something that you latch onto, that you agree with, whether it's Celine saying that she feels lonely with every guy, or whether it's Jesse feeling like he's not really himself when he's with his wife, but he has to do it, or he feels like he has to do it because he wants to make his kid happy and stuff like that, you know? So there's just so many relatable and human things in this movie, and I don't even know if I really made sense when I'm talking about this. I'm hoping that you kind of understand what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I think this script and these movies do the best, is just be relatable to as many people as possible without feeling cheesy or anything like that. It feels natural. And the human aspect of these movies as well did not leave from Before Sunrise. The silent moments, the awkward moments, the conversations felt like you were just watching a real conversation. You know, when they were climbing up the stairs going to Celine's apartment, that might have been my favorite part of the movie, and there was no dialogue there at all, and it was my favorite part of the movie because it just felt so real. It felt almost real enough that I was walking up the stairs kind of looking back on them like they were two friends who I knew wanted to be together, and I was that third friend who they invited but was really just third wheeling, and I was looking back on them, and it was just like complete silence, and they were just looking at each other. And it reminded me of the record room scene from the first movie, and that was probably my favorite scene in the first movie as well. And it's just this human silence. You can tell what the characters are thinking, kind of what they want from each other through these looks, these glances, these very human things to do. And I think that's what this movie gets so right. Also, the camera work in this movie, again, was exceptional. There's a little bit more cuts than in the first movie. There were some cuts where it would like go to the front and then it would show like their backs and then back to the front, and the first movie didn't do that as much as this one did. I didn't mind. They still did these like insanely long takes of them just walking like 8 blocks down this path and stuff like that, or on the boat. Like the boat shot was incredible, the way that Celine walked through the doors, and it was this central shot and she was just in the center of this thing, and it walks out and the light kind of explodes and overexposes the camera for a second. It was just a really beautiful shot. The shots in this were just as good as the last one. It just grounds you into the moment. Again, it feels like you're a friend just listening to their conversation, or you're just there floating along listening to their conversation. Like, I was engrossed by their topics, and that also has to do with the camera work. The way the camera work isn't kind of busy cutting everywhere, kind of distracting you with these edits and these cuts. It's just in the moment with the characters. I also really appreciated, and I don't even know if this was like a thing that they meant to do. But when Celine's about to go on that, I don't want to call it like a rant, but just her big spiel about the relationship and how she wishes Jesse wasn't there and how she wants to get out of the car when Jesse, you know that whole moment, right when she's about to do that, the car is driving and Jesse asks the question, I forget what he says, but he asks something and Celine stops, and as she stops to take a breath, the car stops. And in that moment, like, there's no noise, because the noise from the sequence up to that point had been the car kind of driving and then the traffic around, but she stops. Like, there's like this really awkward, not an awkward pause, but there's just this pause that's lingering in the air. And as that pause happens, the car stops, all the cars around them stop, and it's just kind of silent. And then she takes a breath and she starts going, and then the cars start driving again. It was just such a good moment. I don't know if it was planned, but if it was planned, it was genius, because it just makes the tension, makes what she's about to say, makes that breath that she takes right before her big spiel even more impactful and effective, because everything around her kind of stops at the same time. It's almost like she's in control of everything. I don't know. It was just a really, really cool moment, and it's a moment that I was thinking about when it happened until the end of the movie. I thought it was so cool. But yeah, I wish this movie was longer. Honestly, I wish this movie was longer. I know if it was longer, I don't know what they would have done to make it longer, but I'm kind of sad that there's only one more movie left. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I love these characters. Jesse and Celine are incredible characters. They are such a joy to watch, but they are very, very human. They are very relatable. They all have their flaws. They all have their weaknesses. They have their strengths. They have their loves and their desires. They have their hates and stuff like that. Their downsides and their upsides. They're fully fleshed out characters. In the first movie they were, but in this movie they really got even more fleshing out. And Ethan Hawke getting into the cast was absolutely amazing in this as Jesse. Again, I mean, what else do you want me to say? He felt older. He felt a little wiser. He felt a little less reckless, but at the same time he had this sadness about him. And the first movie, even though he had just broken up with this girl, he didn't feel that sad, he still felt like, oh, I'm just gonna seize the day, but in this movie it doesn't feel like that anymore. Like, yes, he does have those moments where he's like, oh, you just gotta seize the day and stuff like that, you gotta live kind of day by day, but at the same time he has changed, and he does go on that conversation about people not changing and how people kind of stay static. And while that is true to some degree, I think Jesse is an example of that. While Jesse still kind of wants to be like his old self, is still kind of like this child in a way, he still has the same mannerisms and stuff like that, there was this sadness, this heaviness about him, especially towards the end of the movie, that wasn't there in the previous movies. And I thought that was a really interesting not even take on the character, just an interesting evolution of the character, but a very natural and real one. You're getting older, your life isn't going how you expected it to go, you're not with the person that you've been thinking about since you met her 9 years ago, she didn't show up in Vienna when you wanted to, all of these things that didn't go his way, and you can kind of feel it on his shoulders. And even when she says, like, my grandma died, it doesn't really feel like the weight has completely lifted, it still feels like there's something there. And I thought his presentation of the character was amazing. And finally, Julie Delpy as I'm so sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. I am so sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, as Celine. She is incredible in this movie. She is, maybe I might have even liked her more in this movie than in the last movie. That emotional monologue she has in the car was absolutely enthralling. I was glued to my seat. I was in shock. I had not really seen that emotion come out of her before, that pure emotional monologue that's never really happened before with her character. I don't think that ever happened with her character before. It was beautiful to watch, as much as I was kind of scared that she was going to actually leave him, but at the same time I knew that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, it was awesome. And then seeing how much she cared about him still, and kind of just her smile. I don't know, her smile just makes me smile, and I don't know if it's because I love her character so much or if she has like this infectious smile, but her smile makes me smile, and I loved her so much as Celine. And yeah, that is my reaction and review to Before Sunset. There is a garbage truck outside or something, and it is very loud. I'm sorry about that, but thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. It's actually really, really loud. I guess I gotta wrap this up, but yeah, I'm really excited for Before Midnight. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, it's had to do it right at the end of my review. But yeah, I'm really excited for Before Midnight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for my next movie reaction.